realized you guys were there. Hi. Yeah, I just came out here. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a supermoon. A supermoon. That's a really huge full moon, and it hardly ever happens. And this month, in April, which is National Poetry Month, it's going to be called a pink supermoon. Anytime we have a full moon in April, it's called a pink moon because of the pink flowers, which you might be noticing. But a supermoon only happens once in a while when the moon is really close to the earth and it's also a full moon. So you might notice the moon looks different at different times. Sometimes you can see the whole big round moon, that's called a full moon. Sometimes you can't see any moon at all. We call that a new moon. Sometimes you can see just a thin little shape called a crescent moon. And other times you can see it when it's half light, half dark. We call that half moon. And it all happens as the moon is traveling around the earth every 30 days. So, I brought my poetry books with me today, and I have one to share with you that's all about the moon. This book is called, and I know it's backwards for you, it's called Comets, Stars, the Moon, and Mars. And this is by our friend Douglas Florian, who also wrote those spring poems that we've been reading. So let me share my first poem with you about the moon. He drew the pictures in this one too. This is a really cool book, by the way. It's all about space. If you like space, planets, the sun, the galaxies, the universe, you would really like to borrow this back when we open again. So here's a big full moon. And I'm going to share this poem with you, and I like it a lot. I'm going to see if I can hold it here so you can listen while I read it. The moon. A new moon isn't really new. It's merely somewhat dark to view. A crescent moon may seem to smile. Gladly back after a while. A half moon is half dark, half light. A sunset look due south to sight. That means you have to look to the south to see it. A full moon is a sight to see, circular in geometry. After full, the moon will wane, night by night, then start again. So, over the course of 30 days, the moon is either getting fuller and fuller and fuller, we call that waxing, or it's getting newer and newer and newer to the point where you can't see it, and we call that waning. So, okay. Now I do have another story to share with you, or it's a poem story. So if you'd like me to read it, I will. I have it right here. Where is it? In my backpack. This one is called Whose Moon Is That? And this is by Kim Kranz. And in this poem, this cat wonders, who does the moon belong to? Can we own the moon? Of course we can't own the moon. You can't even carry it, even if you wanted to. It wouldn't fit in your house. It's too big. Whose moon is that? By Kim Kranz. I might sit back a little so you can see the pictures better. Here's a cat looking at the moon. She says, "Whose moon is that?" asked the curious cat. Let's see the moon behind the tree. It almost looks like the tree branches are holding the moon. The tree says, "It's my moon," said the tree. said the bird with a song. The moon belongs to me. I found it first, said the bear in a burst, and I don't like to share. Is this a joke? The mountain spoke. It's mine. It's only fair. Now that's a lie, said the starry sky. The moon is held by me. It would seem to make sense the moon belongs to the sky, wouldn't it? Oh, it helps me howl, said the wolf with a growl. I own it, obviously. Now I'm appalled, the ocean called. I reflect its light on my waves all night. It does not belong to you. And finally the moon speaks up. All right, said the moon so bright. If the curious cat must know. When darkness falls, I'm a light for all, yet no one owns my glow. If you fight all night over wrong or right, you'll miss the mystery. I shine for one and all, and none throughout eternity. And with that, the curious cat curled up and took a nap. When morning broke and he awoke, he said, "Hey, whose son is that?" Oh, brother. Anyway, look at this. This is nice. I should have shown you this at the beginning. This shows all the different phases of the moon. You can see the crescent as it begins to wax and wax until it's full, and then it begins to wane, and you can't see it anymore. Although I might have gotten it backwards. This might be a new moon where you can't see it, and this is the full moon. So as it gets darker and darker, we say it wanes, and as it grows, we say it waxes. All right, well, that's all we have for today. So thanks for joining me, and I'm gonna sit here and hold out, and hopefully I get to see that pink supermoon. I hope you get to see it too. And if you miss it, the next one will be in May, but it won't be as big, and it won't be